Hi friends, I'm Jeffy G. If you've been following my channel, you know that I'm somewhat skeptical about AI. I guess I'm a musician first, but I really like Audimee and I've been using it since it was released. Audimee takes a mediocre voice, let's say mine, and converts it to a professional sounding vocalist. And that really takes my songs and compositions up a notch. It has some other important features that I use all the time. Harmonies, converting male to female voices or female to male, adjusting for pitch. And overall, I just really like the way this works. Another thing I really like is the company itself. They've been really responsive to any suggestions I make, and they're continuously adding new features. And with more than 90 vocalists to choose from, it's like having professionals come into your studio at a fraction of the cost. All the opinions in this video are mine and they're honest. But I do have an affiliate link in the description, so if you're considering Audimee, you want the free trial or you want to buy it, it does help out my channel with a small sales commission. Okay, I had to find an old song that won't cause a copyright infraction. So this song was never released. It's from many years ago. Here's what it sounds like.
I feel you when I'm watching you play. The sound it takes me away.
And if I just solo the vocals, I'm going to take off the effects so that I've got a really dry vocal.
I feel you when I'm watching you play. The sound it takes me away.
The singer has kind of a Tori Amos, Kate Bush sound, but that's not what I want. I'm going to redo this song and I want a male vocal. So within Logic, I right click on that region and I export that audio file. It shows up in my temp directory and I named it Watching the Band's Vocal Verse 1. That's the file I'm going to use with Audimee. So now in Audimee, I've got some choices. I can drag and drop it onto the Audimee website, or I can click here and load it. And I can verify that it's there by clicking play.
I feel you when I'm watching you play.
Now I hear a lot of headphone bleed, so I am going to remove the noise, turning on this noise option, and then I'm going to pick a singer. And here's where things get interesting. When I click on pick a singer, I've got, like I said, over 90 voices to choose from. I can look at male voices, female voices. If I want the results to be unprocessed, I can click on the unprocessed tag and I can pick a genre like, say, alternative. So they've added this filtering mechanism. It's really useful. So if I'm looking for alternative, unprocessed, but I just want to look at my favorites, these are the vocalists that I've saved as favorites. For this particular sound, I'm going to go with Jack.
Tell me pretty lies, put me in the face. Tell me that you love me, even if it's fake.
Get a little preview of what Jack sounds like. I have to reduce the pitch because a female vocalist sings a good octave higher than where I want my results. So I'm going to reduce this by 12. When you're switching from female to male, you're probably going to have to make some adjustments to the octave. Otherwise, you won't be happy with the results. Click on Convert. Your output appears up here, and you can preview the results before you download them.
I feel you when I'm watching you play. The sound it takes me away. The bass is taking me for a ride. Guitar is getting deep inside.
What's great is it still has the inflections and the articulations of the original singer, just a different voice. And you can choose the strength of that conversion with this slider down here. By decreasing it, you retain more of the characteristics of the original articulations. But if you want Jack's style and voice to kind of override what you've previously dealt with, you can increase this by a higher number. So there's a little bit of trial and error here. Now I didn't specify the pitch or key for this song, but it does help if you're using the pitch editor, much like Melodyne, adjust all the notes to fit into the key. There you go. That's a topic for another video. I'm happy with those results, so I'm going to download them. Pretty easy. Click on the download button. Looking in my downloads folder.
I feel you when I'm watching you play.
The more you work with Audimee, the more you start to think of it as just another vocalist. But isn't that amazing that you have access to all of these different singers, all these different genres and styles without having to hire a vocalist to come into your studio? Sometimes I play around with 4 or 5 different vocalists just to hear the results. Now I prefer the unprocessed approach because I'm likely to add reverb, compression, delay, maybe even pitch correction inside my DAW And I want that type of control. Okay, back into Logic with our original song.
I feel you when I'm watching you play.
I'm going to replace those vocals. I'm just going to duplicate that track, the vocal we downloaded, which was this male vocal version. All right, and on that track.
I feel you when I'm watching you play. The sound, it takes me away.
Pretty easy, right? Well, let's just solo that track. So I have settings within Logic for vocals, lead vocals, which is a combination of EQ, compression, de-esser.
I feel you when I'm watching you play.
And I might tweak some of these things. So if I open the EQ, I might adjust the EQ for this particular vocalist. I might change the compression. There's a de-esser turned on, a noise gate. I like to use this vintage tube EQ because it's like the Pultec. You can boost certain frequencies to give it a bit more air. So the net of all those things are I'm taking an unprocessed sound and I'm adding all the effects that I like.
I feel you when I'm watching you play. The sound, it takes me away. The bass is taking me for a ride. Guitar is getting deep inside.
Let's talk just a little bit about picking your favorites. There are a lot of voices to choose from in Audimee, which is really one of its selling points. But how do you manage your way through this and find your favorites? We've already talked about the tags up at the top here. So if there's certain things that you're looking for, like a mature voice, or you're looking for a ballad, or a combination of these tags, you can click on the tags and that's going to filter down what you might be looking for. What I'm always interested in is some of the new voices. So down here you've got Nessa, who is new. I might give that a preview.
Every night, every day.
And then if I like the sound of that singer and think it's going to be useful, I click on the little heart, which is going to add it to my favorites. And up at the top here, you can click on favorites to see which ones you've flagged. If I'm looking to convert, say, my own vocals, I might choose 2 or 3 different Thomas.
Something's got a hold on me lately, though I don't know myself.
And I might choose something a little bit different. Here you've got Theodore, who's more soul with a mature voice.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel.
And by choosing more than one voice and converting more than one, then I get to select later which voice I find best. In fact, on some recordings, I might even include 2. So if I have vocal doubling, say in the chorus, I might use 2 of the male vocalists. Something that sets Audimee apart in that AI range of apps is that you have to start with a vocal line. It's not taking away the creativity of the composer or the songwriter, as much as enhancing it and making it sound better. If you found this video helpful or interesting, click on the like button, consider subscribing to the channel, and click the notification bell. Thanks for watching.